Alright, I'm going to walk through a couple steps that I take when I'm playing Xplane. Just kind of show off different capabilities, the different hardware. Here you see this is my homemade motion seat, usually used for racing simulators. Use it a lot for iRacing, project cars, things on that nature. I've got a G27 wheel set up. See the shifter with a homemade kind of button and switch box. We'll see that here in a few minutes when I actually get going. Along with this, just use an old Logitech Extreme 3D joystick. Nothing special, I know, but it gets the job done. So what I do a little bit different is I don't use my monitors and I don't use a VR headset due to some issues that I have with actually seeing and not getting a headache when using VR. That's not exactly an option, but I did find a pretty cool alternative that gives almost the same effect but not quite. It's a good head-mounted display, but it allows me to be able to get the head-mounted display with the head movement but not actually have the depth that causes some headaches for me. So I will move aside and get Xplane going here. A few of the programs that I use, obviously I've got some settings changed in the Logitech profiler here to ensure that I can use my pedals as rudder controls. Then I'm running the X Simulator SimTools engine. I also use OpenTrack. OpenTrack's very useful. It allows for tracking of head movement. This is actually from my Gear VR headset right now. As I move it, you can see that it's manipulating the octopus there. So that's a good thing to have running in the background. So we'll get going. Okay, so here's a good illustration. I've now started the simulator, and I'll recenter the view here. You can see that I've got head movement, left, right, down, so we'll hop in and get it going here. Change a couple quick settings here on my actual headset just to get everything right. Center my view so I'm not looking down at the seat. Okay. See, I've got a few different switches mapped to my switch box here. Got my brake on here. Got the mixture mapped to my first gear and second gear. Then the flaps, they're not going to, they're going to activate here. They're not actually activating on the aircraft, but you can see the switch moving when I shift this. And then my landing gear is actually on 5th and 6th gear. So I've got a little bit of a kind of a multi-switch here that controls the surface movements. It's a easy solution for if you don't have anything else. I've got my throttle tied to my stick here. Center review here. Now we got all strapped in. We'll take a look around the cockpit. Got both my rudder pedals on the gas and brake. Take a look to my right. Actually got 6th gear assigned to the brake, so I'm going to take that off since I'm not going anywhere here. Look down here, you can see it set and unset our brake here. So I've got 1st gear assigned to 1st and 2nd, control the mixture. I've got my flap switch on 3rd and 4th, so I can move that in increments. And my landing gear is actually assigned to 5th and 6th. I'm not going to mess with that because if I do, it will save the command and it will lift up as soon as I leave the ground, and I don't want to do that. So I've got my switch box here. You can see I've got certain things on toggles. Got my electric, my fuel pump, magnetos, avionics. Apparently in the last patch that I did, it made it so that doesn't default to on, so I'll have to make some corrections on that, but you can see it does affect the nav wall here. And I don't have it assigned yet, but I'm gonna kick the generators on as well. Like I said, I don't pretend to be a real pilot, so don't judge anything that I forget to do here. I'm going to set the brake back on though while I start up. So I've got my fuel pump on, I've got everything ready to go. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this running now. Alright, so running, set my stick a little too far away, but still can reach here. Alright, so we've got everything kind of running here. Throttle to get going. Oh. You can see as I cut the switches here, cut the magnetos, it'll cut the engines. Oop. I have taken my brake off. I'm going to go ahead and start rolling. A little bit of pop in there. That was kind of strange. I do apologize. I don't seem to have sound. So I wasn't getting any power. Get those gear up. Level the flaps off. Take a nice look at sunset over beautiful city of Des Moines, Iowa. Again, I don't pretend to be a real pilot, so just doing a quick little lap here, and we'll try to put her back down. Try to just glide her right in. Put the brakes on to slow us down a bit. Probably not the best parking space, but go ahead and